Good evening and welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to Long Range Weather Forecast discussion for December 19th to 31st. For the period for December 19th to 23rd, this is what we're looking at now. This is the 19th GFS. These are the ensembles, and we're forecasting a trough here across the Northeast Pacific, down along the west and into the west coast and into the western U.S. We have an area above normal heights here with a flat flow. We're going to go forward into this period, and we're going to go to the 23rd. You see the heights starting to lower here across much of the nation, still a relatively flat flow, and we go to the 23rd. And we see it's pretty much like this trough here now. We're here over the Gulf of Alaska, and we have a ridge off the west coast extending into the west. During this period, expect a active split flow over the east that will provide wet conditions across the southern U.S. and generate a coastal wave that tracks and steers systems across the Gulf Coast and across the Carolinas and to the Canadian Maritimes. The western U.S. will see a shift of the wet weather to the northwest and the northern Rockies. And we're looking at the other ensembles. They're all pretty much showing a trough located across this region here, across the south central states. But we'll see how that goes as we go further into the forecast period. And now we're going to look at the period for December 22nd to the 26th. Here's the 22nd. We're looking at the GFS. And the models are still forecasting a trough here over the Gulf of Alaska. And we're going to go now to the 26th, the day after Christmas. And you can see the GFS has a broad trough across much of the nation with below normal heights. And we have our ridge here along across the eastern Pacific. Now that's the GFS. Now the other models have the ridge building inland. And we still have a trough across the east, except for New England, where they'll be above normal heights. And we're looking at the European deterministics. And this is the European ensembles. And this is the Canadian ensembles, which is as indicating a flatter flow and weaker height anomalies in the east, but we still have our ridge here and our trough across. Let me get back to that picture, it's jumping around. We still have our ridge here, our trough here, and weaker height anomalies compared to the other models as we go back and we look at those. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures for this region and below normal temperatures for this area, and for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here. Next, now we're going to look at the period for December 27th to the 31st. Here's the 27th. We still have the GFS still has a broad trough covering much of the nation, and then we go to the end of the period. This is the 30th. Still have a trough, fairly deep trough over the eastern U.S. And you can see here we have above normal heights here over the Gulf of Alaska and Alaska, and we have our trough, which you can't see, it's off the farther edge of the picture. And the European ensembles are showing the ridge further inland compared to its operational run. And this is the European ensembles, which still has a broad trough covering much of the nation. And we still have our ridge, a deeper ridge off the west coast compared to the other models. And the the Canadian still has a broad flow across, cyclonic flow across much of the nation with the ridge here, but it's weaker and weaker height anomalies here still. During this forecast period, this is NAO, forecast to go negative, and the PNA will be positive. But one thing to note is that also the NAO goes negative, and this allows for colder air. So I think that this solution might be more what the European ensembles are showing is more in line for what the teleconnections show. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here. And for precipitation, I'm calling for below normal precipitation for this region and above normal precipitation for the southeast mid-Atlantic and the northeast. So that is a long-range weather forecast discussion for December 19th to the 31st. Thank you for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.